So as you guys might already know, in the brand new update, Tycoon has fully buffed a lot, and I mean like a lot of planes when it comes to their cannon damages, and this vehicle class as a whole is once again fully good again. However, that wasn't everything which was actually included in this brand new update when it comes to balance changes. There were bomb and missile changes along with this, which are actually heavily realistic. Today I'll be going through them. But anyway, the first change which was actually made is to the F-35A and the Eurofighter, because Tycoon has actually buffed their lock-on range from around 2,600 stats to 3,200 stats on the F-35A, and the Eurofighter has been buffed from 2,000 to 3,500. So the vehicles which are essentially air supremacy now have received a massive change to their lock-on range, so they're actually going to be really good at engaging targets without actually fighting them, just like in real life. The F-22 was also on the list, however it is currently bugged, so I'll be not going over that. However, the next set of vehicles which also received some changes to their missiles which were heavily realistic is the F-16 and the Harrier. They have received a short range missile change. So essentially their range was nerfed from 2,000 to 1,500, however their lock-on speed was heavily increased, and I believe their damage was also buffed by a little bit. So if you're going to be using these missiles up close, they're going to be able to get to the enemy extremely quickly, and you're going to be able to lock onto them really quick as well. So if you're dogfighting, you can actually use missiles in these vehicles. I think that's really cool. Now next I'm moving into the Stuka, which is now actually gonna be able to one-shot any tank in the game with its bomb. That was a problem for a while, and this was its intended feature. However, now it is able to once again be able to do that. W change, developers. The next vehicle which has also received some buffs is going to be the Su-25 Frogfoot, which has been heavily buffed when it comes to its ground combat capabilities. So right here, when we take a look at its rockets against the Abrams X, 10 of its rockets will once again be able to destroy this vehicle, which is a pretty massive buff. This thing can do some heavy damage if the target is standing still, but the cannon's also good, so you don't need to rely on these anymore. Now along with this, the bombs have also received a buff, and 2 of these bombs will be enough to actually destroy an Abrams X, where 1 bomb is able to do around 60% of damage, which is genuinely really good once again. Now the next vehicle which has also received a buff is the Rafale, or Dassault Raphael, whatever you want to call it. They have actually buffed the multi-roll missile speed. So do you guys by any chance remember when the Raphael's missiles were traveling extremely slowly for some reason? Well, that's no longer the case. Now they travel just as fast as how every other plane missile does, actually. And now along with this, they have also buffed the anti-ship missile damage, which is something that we actually been requesting quite a lot. And each anti-ship missile will be able to do around 20% of damage to the USS Zumwalt. So around 2 of these missiles can do around 40% of its health, which is genuinely really good if you pair that up with the bombs, multi-roll missiles, and the cannon. This thing is a true ship killer once again. Now along with this, we've also received some heavy buffs to the Dark Star missile performance compared to how it used to be against air vehicles. Previously it took it quite a lot of missiles to be able to kill any plane, but now it can actually destroy the Su-25 Frogfoot, which has the same health as the F-35B, in over 4 missiles. I think that is genuinely pretty good, and this vehicle might actually have a somewhat okay use when it comes to air-to-air combat now. Of course there could be more buffs, but this is the one we receive currently. And now along with this, the A-10 Warthog has also received another buff, and this buff I absolutely love. 2 of its missiles is often more than enough to destroy any plane in the game. So since it only has 2 missiles with a pretty hefty reload speed, they're also going to be doing some hefty damage. As you guys can see, this thing almost destroyed the Su-25, which has the highest health out of really any jet in the game. Kinda crazy. And now lastly, the planes have also received a buff which was honestly really overkill to all of their missiles performance against helicopters, because every plane in the game now can literally 2 to 3 shot most helis, which I think is genuinely, oh god, that's kind of broken. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I think they overbuffed that way too much. But anyway, for the time being, that's all I have for you guys in today's video. Do let me know in the comment section down below what you think about some of these buffs, and tomorrow I will also be taking a look at some changes which were made to the tanks and ground vehicles.